Go and look at that. They placed in 8 out of 9 rounds. Brittany gave him 1 round off, and Andrea Busby and Benny so far this year at the NFR, they've been good. They placed in each of the first 2 rounds. I saw Brittany Posey to Nazi today, and she was talking about how amazing Benny was to ride here at the National Finals Rodeo. Let's bring in Janie Johnson as we get ready now for the barrel racing.
Yeah, Jeff, Benny was amazing last year, and he's still just as amazing. I think that says a lot about Andrea Busby as a jockey, because a high-caliber world champion horse like Benny is not going to be one that's easy to ride. And she's so far mastered her timing here in the Thomas & Mack, one of the most difficult arenas all season long. They placed the first 2 rounds, and I think they're going to get faster and faster. They were at 13.65 last night. They're moving on up in the ground. Andrea is finally made it here for her first trip to the NFR, and they're going to be ones to watch. But the one that I am really looking out for tonight, based off of last night's run, is Emily Beisel on Chongo. First out on the ground. Chongo has not ran in really high-pressure situations in a while. We're used to seeing them win rounds here in this arena. I think Emily's really got him zoned in. I'd watch out for this team.
Hey, you saw that run order right there. So the top contenders right now, mostly at the bottom in there. Emily Beisel comes in, number 5 in the world. Chongo, give him the top of the ground. This could be something big.
And Emily, she's the absolute queen at making sure that all of her horses are really calm going up this alleyway. You can see Chongo, he's got his earplugs in so the noise of the Thomas & Mack doesn't distract him. They had a flawless first and second barrel last night. I spoke too soon, guys. Look at how strong he is firing around those barrels. A down first, and they fixed that 3rd barrel from last night. I bet she stays on Chongo. They're going to figure this out, and look at how fast.
Yeah, 13.55 plus 10. Man, she attacked that first barrel. Did everything she could to leave it standing, just couldn't quite do it. Gravity finally won.
Yeah, Chongo, he knows his way to the first barrel in this arena.
Another cowgirl that's really strong at the top of the ground, Lisa Lockhart. Might be a little bit of a horse change for her tonight.
Definitely a big-time horse change. This is Sasha, and this horse is actually a full sister to Rolo, the world champion horse that Jordan Briggs won the world on. They have been absolutely amazing. Lisa's first run in the Thomas & Mack on Sasha, and I think this was such a good call. They had a down barrel last night on Levy. Decided to give Sasha her shot tonight. Let's watch. Yeah, this horse is amazing.
That clock pretty good there, 13.70, but again, plus 10.
That puts Lisa in a good position now, moving on in the fact that the average is out the window. She has 2 amazing horses that she can ride, and they are so fast, and I expect them to come back for some round wins.
Here comes Tiany Schuster.
Tiany Schuster and MacGyver, they were incredible last night with a 13.53. She said MacGyver isn't always the one that wins first, but he's one of the most consistent. So watch out for this team for average. But they were quick last night. Look at that second barrel. Really nice and clean. Tiany, she rides so perfect going around the 3rd. Another good run, and they're fast. Yeah,
she's off to a really good start, 13.65. She's got the lead right now in round 3. Yeah, consistency paying off for her. See if she can continue to build on that as we get deeper into the NFR. Patricia Duke next up. Checks for her over 2 rounds. Good change right here.
Yeah, definitely could. This horse, Manila Wafer, he's a stud. He's been incredible all season long. It was a battle for them to get here. Patricia, one of the great maturity and derby trainers. Really nice first barrel. She's asking for a little extra speed going into that second. Guys, they're laying down a run. Going into the 3rd, that's the best run so far for Patricia.
Crowd loved it, 13.67. That's second best by 2/100ths of a second. Schuster stays in the top spot. Duke goes to second. Halen Line, this is your moment.
That's exactly right. This is her moment to really step up and show us what Keeper is capable of. We've seen him win in every situation all year long. She raised this horse. She trained this horse herself. It is such an awesome team, but they've had down barrels both rounds and ground trouble on the first right there. It's going to cost them again. This is not the finals that they're wanting to kick things off with. They're going to come back. We've seen them do it all season, but tonight was not the night.
And scampers home, 14.34.
Pretty good.
Despite the slip. Yeah. There's Donna K. Rule. She and Valor, legendary. She's not picked up a check in the first 2 rounds.
Donna Kay, Roland Valor, they're a fan favorite team. Many-time horse of the year, horse with the most heart. They've been having a little bit of trouble with the timing on that first barrel, but Donna Kay knows how to fix it, and Valor's like, hey, let me go, I'm ready. Donna checks him in, much better. Really good first here, and let's watch Valor and them go. Sets him up perfect for the second. This is the run we've been waiting for this. Guys, I keep speaking too fast right when those horses come around and hit that barrel. Wow. And down barrel for Donna Kay.
Yeah, 14, tack on 10. 3 barrels down so far in this round. Linda Johnson also has been shut out over the first 2 rounds. That's a bit of a surprise. Holding her spot in the average, though.
Yeah, and Jeff, she's been really close. Both rounds just barely out of the money. And you know what? I think that horse rearing up right there just goes to show Mo is ready to go tonight. They're going to go for that speed. And man, they barely hit the first barrel on that backside. So quick, so snappy. They had practice this morning, these horses. They're feeling good still in round 3, and we're seeing a lot more hit barrels.
13.72, the time would have been quick. Tack on 5, that becomes 18.72. Schuster still has the lead, 13.65. Duke in second, 13.67. We talked about Andrea Busby. She's picked up a check in each of the first 2 rounds, riding Benny.
Andrea Busby quarter horses, raised this amazing horse. He won a world title with Brittany Posey last year. And look at Andrea, she really has the timing down just perfect with this horse. Does exactly what she needs to do. And another beautiful run. I would look out for this one.
Yeah, this could be real fast.
13.65. Got ourselves a dead heat at the moment. 2 tied at the top. Schuster and Busby both at 13.65. And let's bring in Steve Kenyon.
Abby Phillips is an ex-barrel racer. She's off to a good start at her first NFR. She rides a horse called Andy Anderson. I talked to her today. I said, where'd that name come from? She said in the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, the how-to girl was named Andy Anderson. She says this horse is just like that girl in the movie. How-to, quirky, and crazy. Let's see what she can do tonight.
You gotta love that, Steve. You know, I think Abby's called it the crazy girlfriend, is that horse from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And Abby does such an amazing job of controlling this really strong, powerful mare. And she is letting Andy come unleashed here in this run. They bobbled the third, but they didn't knock it down. Nice.
Little NASCAR racing there, rubbing a little paint, 13.98. It's going to be good enough for 4th place. 13.65's got the lead. 2 of them sitting up there. Tiany Schuster, Andrea Busby, Carly Otero. She's made $36,000 over 2 nights. Top 5 in the average.
We saw him have some pretty serious ground trouble at that 3rd barrel last night and still clocked at 13.8. If we know anything about Carly Otero is that she goes for it every run, but a down first. This little horse, Blingalina, is so quick and so snappy. I'd be looking out for them for a round win later on. Look, still fast.
13.86, tack on 5.
Just right there, we almost hit him with that front shoulder, hit that first barrel. These walls are so tight here in the Thomas Mack. As we get ready for Shelly Morgan, you'll notice a horse change again. She's decided to go ahead and get off Kiss, give her some time. Kiss doesn't need to be making 10 round runs, and here we got B. This mare is actually out of the great mare Rose's Cantina that we've seen Lisa Lockhart run many times here at the Thomas and Mack. Let's see what they can get done.
Boy.
Guys, we've talked about it over and over. That first barrel, it is a beast in the Thomas and Mack. You're running into a blind. By the time you get to round 3, these horses are really anticipating it. They've been running in practice. That was B's first run here in this arena, but it's really, really difficult to make 10 clean runs. You can see Shelly's kind of asking for that extra step, but they hit it right on that front side.
This is the round of the barrel. Pretty loose round in terms of the times after the top 4. 18.55 right now. 1 barrel still getting a paycheck. And here comes Haley Kinsel, number 1 in the world, number 1 in the average, and she's been number 1 in each of the first 2 rounds when the dust is settled.
Well, speaking of close barrels, I think they had the tightest 3 turns I've ever seen them make just yesterday, but they came into practice. Haley got her moved over for that second. They're laying down a run all over again. Clean. Look out, Haley Kinsel, 3rd round.
It's like like an eruption in this building.
Oh my God.
It's got to be on the scale. 13:48. Kinsel, right back where she always seems to be, the top spot in the round.
Oh, you gotta love it. Haley Kinsel's mom, Leslie, doing the heel click down the alleyway. Exact same time that they ran just last night. They are unstoppable.
Let's see if Leslie Smoligo, who had trouble last night, can kind of capture some of that energy and turn it into money.
We've seen Leslie Smoligo come back from this before. Last time she got a round win the day after we ducked the second barrel. She's coming around that first. Gus is such a tight turning horse around all three barrels. They won Calgary, they won Houston, and they had a nice run tonight.
Man, anything better than 14:34 puts her in the money? You bet. 13:84. That's going to put her in 5th place. Abby Phillips on the bubble with that 13:98. Ashley Castleberry, she's made over 32,000 the first 2 rounds. She's up there in the top 4 in the average, even though it's early. She's off to a good start.
Yeah, Ashley Castleberry and Sky Blue have been so solid to kick off their first NFR. I've said it before, he's deceivingly fast, but also a team I want to really keep an eye on for an average race, because it seems like they make the same run every single time. Maybe made a step by that first barrel, but we're clean so far as we go into that second. And you know what? This horse is fast, long strided. Sometimes that step by, he comes back around it. Another clean run for Ashley.
Yeah, she's quick, 13:89. Moves her into the top 6. She's going to be in 6th place. Cassie Mowry, the last cowgirl to go. We talked about the speed. We've seen the speed in Haley Kinsel and sister. We've seen the speed in Jarvis and Cassie Mowry.
Yeah, it's never over until Cassie Mowry makes her run. They're very last out on the ground. You know that Cassie is aware of that. She's making decisions on how exactly to handle Jarvis. She's one of the greatest trainers, one of the greatest riders in the entire barrel racing industry. And this horse is fast. Really nice first barrel. Cassie's coming in here. She's setting him up in his spots, making that business forward run. Guys, this is beautiful. She comes around the 3rd. That is a gorgeous run from Jarvis and Cassie.
13:58. Neck and neck, and that's going to put her in 2nd place. And I tell you, she and Haley Kinsel got a pretty good little battle going on in terms of finishing 1-2. Time for our Purina run of the night. Wow, who should we pick? Oh yeah, Haley Kinsel and sister. They have run the table. The trifecta, the hat trick. They have won 3 straight rounds here at the National Finals Rodeo. And I tell you, that is just kind of showing off as they're chasing history.